Hello, guys. Welcome to the world of football. I'm your host, Adam Snow, and today we're going to be talking about the new NFL rivalry uniforms that they released. So if you know me, or if you've stuck around this channel long enough, you know that I'm a big uniform nerd, hence why I did a video not too long ago kind of giving my take on what the Arena Football 1 uniforms should kind of go to, or my tweaks and ideas for that. And yep, big uniform nerd. I love helmets. We did our ranking video of NFL helmets with our buddy Royce over on Viking Wax Press. And I'm sure he's going to do a video on all these alternate helmets. But here, I just want to talk about the 8 uniforms as like in their totality and rank them from worst to best. Because for those of you who don't know, there's a new initiative that Nike and the NFL are doing. They're calling it the NFL Rivalries uniforms. And each year, so this year through 2028, 2 divisions are going to get special uniforms to play in their interdivisional rivalry games. So starting in 2025, you have teams from the NFC West and teams in the AFC East who are going to get the uniforms. Then in 2026, it'll be the NFC North and AFC South. In 2027, the NFC East, AFC West, and then in 2028, the NFC South and the AFC North. So 2 divisions every year. Each team is going to get 1 alternate jersey to wear as the home team in a rivalry game. So there'll be 8 games this year. And as you can see by this graphic here, there are 8 games where the home team of those division matchups will be wearing this special new uniform that they've unveiled today. They each come with their own unique names. And I think some nail the idea more than others. And we'll just dive on into what I think from number 8 to number 1, how I would rank these NFL rivalry uniforms, the first wave of them, if you will. And let's start with number 8. At number 8, I have the Buffalo Bills cold front uniforms. Look, I don't think they're terrible. I don't think there's anything that's quote unquote terrible. I just think there's a lot of missed opportunities in some of these uniforms. I'll tell you what I do like, despite having the Buffalo Bills at number 8. I like that they have Bills Mafia in the jersey. I saw a lot of Bills fans saying that was an aspect of that they liked. I have nothing against the Bills. I think I like the Bills franchise. I have a lot of friends that are Bills fans. So this is no slight on them. I just think in terms of this uniform, it's kind of bland. And why even go with a white uniform? The whiteout idea has kind of been played out. Look at the Minnesota Vikings just did this last year, and that wasn't a rivalry uniform. But it's just the all white, the snow frost themed uniform is kind of starting to get a little old. These all whites. I wish they would have gone with something, a little more interesting. It seems devoid of interest. I do like they have on the shoulder. They have a really cool Buffalo Bill design. They got the crackling ice kind of stripe down the middle of the helmet. And I don't know, it's devoid of their color red. Where's the red at? You would think that they would have incorporated that somewhere. And that's kind of what puts this one at the bottom of the list. It just seems like they didn't have a whole lot of original ideas in this, with the exception of, like I said, I like the Bills Mafia in the back of the jersey, and I like the side patch. Other than that, this one's pretty boring. All right, at number 7, I have the Seattle Seahawks high decibel zone, as they're calling it. This is one when I first initially saw it, I was like, well, this is going to be the worst one. The more I kind of looked at it, what's keeping it from being number 8 on this list is, yes, it's another all-white kind of boring uniform, but this time they got that kind of shinier green shell. I'm sure it's got a more specific name because all these releases have the detailed versions if you want to really dive into what each aspect of the uniform is called and why it is what it is. I mean, sometimes it's just PR gobbledygook, but some of it can be cool. Some of it just feels like they just asked ChatGPT to put something together. But so what's keeping this from number 8, and it's got it at 7, bumped it up a smidge, was they showed in one of the videos or one of the images, if you look at the number on the front of the jersey, yes, it's a shinier green, which is fine, but there's little number 12s in there. I kind of like that detail. That's kind of the thing I'm looking for with these rivalry uniforms. What makes them stand out? What makes them unique? And, kind of complements what this team is. I get the idea of the decibel because, the 12th man and how loud it can get there in Seattle. I get that. I don't know. The stuff around the shoulder, I think, is kind of boring and uninteresting. Doesn't really represent decibels to me. But it is what it is. So if it weren't for the 12th man references in their jersey, this would have been number 8, but Seattle Seahawks, number 7. At number 6, I'm going to put the Los Angeles Rams midnight mode here. This is one of just like, okay, what if we had a dark uniform? I mean, that's pretty much all it is. It's like it's either really, really dark blue or it is a lighter black, just from some of the pictures and stuff. And then they have like the blue shoulders is the same. It's like, oh, we're going to keep that, but everything else, it's like it's slowly becoming midnight. I get the idea. It doesn't seem really inspired either. What kept this from going down further, I was like, well, at least it's got color to it. At least it's got some of the team's primary color to it. Still not enough. This is what I'm just not totally crazy about. And yeah, number 6 for the Rams. At number 5, I have the New England Patriots. They call it the Nor'easter. This one's interesting. It's a different shade of blue, but at least this time, unlike their division counterparts in the Bills, they incorporate their red in a few spots on the uniform, which I kind of like. The numbers are interesting. If you read the little bio that they have on what the numbers mean or why the style is the way it is, it's because it's supposed to represent like the nets in the harbor for catching fish or crab or whatever. And okay, whatever, gobbledygook again. But at least this one's got some color to it. I like the white helmet. I wish the logo on the helmet was their regular logo, because I actually think the white helmet shell and that traditional or the current Patriots logo would pop on that, but that's just me. Otherwise, at least it tried to do some things. I'm not crazy about some of the stripage, but at least they're trying something that's kind of interesting, and maybe it'll grow on me. So the New England Patriots Nor'easter at number 5. At number 4, I have the New York Jets Gotham City Football. And for those of you who don't know, I am a big Batman fan, so the fact that this has got Gotham City in its name might have bumped it up above, the last couple of spots. I do like that they have a different style of font, which is pretty neat. I like that quite a bit. When I see the shoulders, they got like that sewer grate or manhole cover grate looking design on there, and it gives me a lot of. They were called the New York Streets from the National Arena League a few years back. Gave me those vibes, but it's a darker green in some spots. And the black helmet kind of looks like the black helmet they already have with that Jets logo, so I didn't think that was much different. But it's got a tiny bit of personality. Like I said, I love the fact that it says Gotham City anywhere on a professional football uniform. So I think that's pretty neat on the back of the helmet. Otherwise, this one, while it didn't blow me away, had a little more interesting things to it. That's why I got it at number 4. Now at number 3, I have the Miami Dolphins Dark Waters uniform. This was the first one that kind of got leaked that I saw the night before of the official NFL Rivalry uniform release. And when I initially saw those, a little blurry, you couldn't really make out the helmet, and I just wasn't crazy about it. I was like, wow, okay, the Dolphins are just going with a black uniform. Whatever, not interested. But once we got the high-res pictures, I got to see it a little bit in motion, I'm still not crazy about the helmet. I think the matte helmet's okay. The fact that they have a dark dolphin on that logo, I think if they would have just stuck with their regular logo, it would have popped. It would have been probably a lot better and probably would have even jumped up a spot on this list. But as it stands, I like that the numbers, the kind of the highlighted colors on there, once you look at that, the detailing on there, I really dig. I think that Miami blue, a couple of blues that they use, and the orange just all work really well. And so every team's pretty much going to have a black alternate at some point. Here's the Dolphins version of it. And I don't think when I got to see the high res, it looked bad. So I kind of like this one a little more upon reflection. The orange pops. And I think the helmet isn't black. It is more of a dark blue. It's hard to tell from some of the picture. I believe it's a darker, matte bluish, matte black kind of look. But regardless, it just got. If you would have changed that helmet logo, you would have, or the emblem on the logo would have bumped it up just a smidge. But I'll have the Dolphins still at 3. All right, and number 2, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers for the faithful uniforms. These ones, I'm not really crazy about when teams get, because I think the 49ers have the best uniform combination in all the NFL, from helmet to jersey to pants to socks, whatever. They're probably my favorite combo out of everybody, and that's coming from me being a Detroit Lions fan. And so this black uniform, they've done this once before, and I wasn't crazy about it then. This time, however, I think they got the combo right. So if you're going to go with the black jersey, they did it right by having the gold accents. They have the faithful in the front, which I could take or leave. I mean, it's the name of your uniform set, but the faithful, whatever. interesting. But I like the style that they chose for their number set. The gold really pops. Not crazy about the helmet shell being black, but I'm sure I could get used to it. The gold face mask, like I said, I'm not really super crazy about the black, but it works kind of with the whole uniform, I guess. I don't know, I'm not crazy about that, but everything else, the shading with the gold on the red numbers really pops, and I love the gold face mask, uh, and I like the style of the number. I think it works. It actually looks a lot better than the last attempt, so I'm going to keep the San Francisco 49ers at number 2. And at number 1, I'm going to, and this might be the only thing this team gets as number 1 this year, unless they're really bad and they get the number 1 draft pick. But the Arizona Cardinals built to last uniforms. This is one that a lot of fans speculated would be kind of that desert look, where they would kind of give it that uh, tannish color with specks of make it look like sand, and they went that route, and I think it works. I think for the Arizona Cardinals, in a lot of their promo stuff, they use like this red lighting, and it doesn't do that uniform justice. I think. Like I like the red face mask on the helmet. I like the white shell. They've always kind of had the white shell, or it's this in this case it'll be like a tan shell, which I dig. Um, and I like that they got a lot of stuff going on with the jersey. They got the cool state of Arizona patch on the side. I dig that. I like the decal on the back of the helmet on the I don't know what you call that on the back side of the helmet. They got like the Arizona star and some lines coming out of it. I really dig that. I just kind of dig this altered Cardinals logo. I just dig so much about this uniform. I think when you do a rivalry uniform, this is kind of the vibe I would like to see more of. This kind of uh, take, not just a black version of the uniform, not just a all white version of the uniform. This is what I think the rivalry uniforms should kind of strive to. Something unique, something just slightly different, and pay homage to your city, to your state, what have you. And I think Arizona nailed that aspect of it. I just wish their promo pictures did not have that weird red light on it. Like, what are we doing, Arizona? You have the best combo, but yet you failed to put out good promo shots of this really good uniform. Uh, you can find good looking versions of it in like NFL Shop. I'm sure there's some other pictures floating around online, but they're official promo shots, not doing these things justice. So that's how I would rank these NFL rivalry uniforms. And that got me thinking, so next year, that means the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, and Minnesota Vikings from the NFC North are getting the NFL rivalry uniform treatment. And then the Texans, Colts, Jags, and Titans from the AFC South are getting the NFL rivalries treatment next year. I just have a few question marks going into next year because, I feel like Detroit and Minnesota already kind of did this type of thing last year. Like the Lions introduced the Motor City Muscle uniforms with the alt helmet and the black jerseys. The Vikings introduced their winter white, which I kind of alluded to earlier talking about the Buffalo Bills. It just seems like that kind of style, and it's like, been there, done that. What's something different you can do or bring to the table? Like, do the Lions go with an all-white winter look next year? That seems like the only available option left. I mean, they got their primary blues, they got their road whites, and they've done like a all white combo. They've done the all blue combo. They have the all black combo now with the blue helmet. I don't know. Do they go with a black helmet? I really hope not. We'll see what they do. I would personally like a white helmet shell with the Blue Lions logo. Could they come up with a frosty Honolulu blue outfit? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see next year. Why don't you guys leave your thoughts down in the comments? How would you rank this year's first wave of NFL rivalry uniforms? What are you looking for next year? And as always, guys, if you could like, subscribe, click the little bell notification, be notified whenever the World of Football drops new videos, it would be greatly appreciated. Come back to the channel. I'm sure I'll have more nerdy uniform type videos, and we got some stuff kind of in the works for maybe talking logos at some point. But hopefully, we'll see you guys when those come out, and we'll talk to you then. Have a good one.